Alright, so for this episode we're going to be taking a little bit of a break from the main base building and we're going to be upgrading the Wither Skeleton farm. So if you do remember, there was a bit of an issue with this kill chamber here. We would get some baby pigmen to fall down into here, which wouldn't be good because we couldn't really AFK it, because then things would just drop, or the baby pigmen would just pile up, and they would also pick up items as well, like skulls and stuff like that. That would affect our rates as well. So we are going to fix this up, and on some streams recently, or on one of our streams, me and one other person, Rim, did work together a little bit and work on a looting machine here. I did the first iteration, which was just pretty much a big spam fest of redstone and everything. But during a stream, we compacted this down. We shaved one block off each side here for the redstone, and we shaved about 4 blocks off the back here, as well as the height as well. But yeah, this was originally designed for a creeper farm, but it can be adapted to work with many other farms as well. We're going to be using that for this one as well. This one right here. So what we do here is the mobs will fall out. We are using boats in this one. I'm hoping the boats stay there. They shouldn't be able to move out of the portal, I hope. But then again, I don't know for sure. If we lose them, it's not the biggest deal. They will all push each other out on both sides. But there obviously will be some stuck in there, which isn't too big of an issue, but as long as the majority of them fall, it's not going to be the end of the world. So they fall out here. And we're losing minecart loot in here. And what we do here is we push them first over to here with the sticky piston with the glass block on its face. The piston down there is for the small guys that don't get pushed by that. We didn't want to use slime blocks. Obviously there is an observer here, so we had to work around this. And yeah, so we push them like this. They fall here, which they are in range of the sweeping edge from the minecart. And then, yeah, so we cycle that every 4 cycles with this system back here. So this gets pushed up, then that one gets pushed up, which powers the system. And then we push it back down, which this does nothing. Push it back up, this pulls it back down, and then the next one we pull it back down. So it's about every 2 swipes of the sword that will happen. And at the same time, we do power this line here, which will send an update to this piston, which will push the items down to here, but it won't push the XP. So unfortunately with this design, you need to use XP no cooldown to gather all of the XP here. One of the downsides, I couldn't find we can't use trapdoors here because we power this block right here. So we couldn't use a trapdoor. So we couldn't find anything that would work very quickly. But maybe somebody can figure that out and make a design for people like don't have XP cooldown or XP no cooldown. But we could probably somehow attach a dispenser here and here with lava that would dispense occasionally. But that redstone would be quite difficult to get there. But since we XP no cooldown, I will probably be fine. I was fine with the amount of mobs down there, so I should be fine with the amount of mobs up here. But yeah, then push those items down, then trigger this one down here with this line here, and then they go down to here, which then they get aligned by the honey block and the slime block, and then you can put our storage right there. So we are going to have to pretty much redesign the whole storage here. I'm probably going to move to Shulker Box Loaders now that I've been duping shulkers, so this area will probably change completely. I already started taking down the area over here, so you can see this all is pretty much gutted. Yeah, we're probably going to change all this to Shulker Box Loaders and everything, just for the sake of, why not? It's going to be easier to work with, since we already have to pretty much redesign the whole thing. The whole killing area over here, might as well just do the whole thing with this over here, because our entrance for the thing is on the side here. So our entrance pretty much be over here, which is going to be a bit of a difficult thing to work with, but we will try our best. So yeah. Alright, so that wasn't too bad at all. So obviously this room will probably change. We don't want to keep it this small. this is just the schematic to make it like as small as possible, which was the main goal with this design here. So yeah, big thanks to Rimsha in Discord for helping me out compact this and get it dustless as well. Would have been a lot harder for me to do this without his help, so yeah, appreciate it, man. So yeah, I kind of explained this already, but we push them all to the center. We cycle this minecart here. Let's turn the system on first and get the light that indicates it on. And then we're going to want to sit here, and we're going to want to attack every 21 game ticks. So you can see every other one, we fire those pistons. And we push everything to the center here, so they would come down here. With our sweeping edge, we would hit these mobs in these two areas here. They also have no line of sight on us, so they cannot hit us. And yeah, items get pushed down to here. XP will get stuck here. It won't be able to fit underneath there. So that's why you need the XP no cooldown for this farm to work. Or this anything out to work, or else you would get a big chunk of XP there. You could, however, modify this to get a dispenser here and somehow power that roughly every probably like a couple minutes, so you burn any XP, but you will probably lose some drops that way because the drops don't get pushed out all the time. You could probably modify the circuit here to trigger every time instead of every other switch. But at that you would lose some compactability here, which wouldn't be the best, and depending on what you want to do with it. But yeah, all of our drops get funneled down to here, where they then want to get aligned by the honey block and sun block here, and then we can put our loaders and sorters over here, and then we can transfer them up to a storage probably on this side. We'll have to see. We might just wrap this around here, so that we like wrap it around here, and then we like have our storage on some storage on this side, some storage on this wall over here, and yeah. All right, so retest number 1. Let's make sure we have no items in here, which we don't. So right here, go back and walk right to here. All right, so what we did is we just shortened the rail track here, and we just power the piston with a repeater now. This should work, and it still says the same width here. We don't increase it at all. Hopefully we don't need a 2-tick. We might need a 2-tick these, so we'll test it out, but let's see. Do me first, just to make sure that this works. Bottom bit looks good, so let's try it again. Him use that thing once, so we should see some mobs. Unfortunately, you do see some mobs piling up here, so we might have to try to move these boats just a little bit, ever so slightly, 1 pixel over, or a couple pixels, so that we don't have the mobs standing here. It's not the end of the world, but we don't want the mobs to just pile up there. If it get a certain amount, then we will start lagging the game. But there you can see that we are killing the baby guys that were causing me so many issues that I couldn't AFK my farm in the last version, because they would pile up and they would fall through. Apparently they could fall through like 1/8 of a block through like a little wall corner. I don't know how, but they could. But yeah, so this is looking a little bit better. We're going to test this out for a little bit. So the items do seem to glitch through a bit. Hopefully that's not going to be an issue. If it is, we can just slow the piston down, I guess. again. Just add more delay, see if that does anything. So the stream is over. We finished decorating this area here as well as the plane here. Move the portal over there, so I take that tower down, and we'll move that beacon eventually, probably do it on top of the thing here. But for now, we got it all laid out in a sense, so at least the storage area. So I have to do the stored in and all this stuff back there, but for now we have the storage laid out. Turn this on so you can see a little bit better. So what we have here is a shulker box display for each item. This would be one item, this would be another item, this would be another item. And yeah, so we have a double chest of storage for each one. So we have 8 double chests plus the items in the dispenser, plus our shulker box display here. So that gives a little bit. And we also do have a silo, which tells us if the hopper back here is filled. That will, unfortunately, when items are flowing through the system, it will also give us an output, but it's only going to be like one shulker box at a time, so it won't be, you know, a constant flow, which won't be too big of an issue. Everything is hopper locked besides the main hopper line and this hopper here, so it's not too big of a deal. Oh, that one hopper, this hopper isn't locked as well, so I mean, this one down here is, so this original design did have hopper locking, but we put a torch here, like it was a block on top of this torch here, then a torch on the back. This would lock this hopper as well as this one, and that would only get unpowered if the system starts, so we got rid of that one. But yeah, so we have that on this side, we do it on this side as well. We have the sticky pistons all in place now. And then here will be our way to go up and down. And then we'll do the sorting and everything in the back. So yeah, I gotta get more dispensers and something else I need to get more of. I think it's just dispensers for now I gotta get more of, but other than that, we're good to go for the other side. Now we are going to store arrows over rotten flesh. We really don't even need either one of those, but for the sake of having 3 on each side, we're going to store arrows. Or we could do mob heads as well here. I don't know. Each of them are both pretty useless in large quantities, so I might do the arrows. But yeah, it's not like we're going to get too much that's useful besides coal blocks, wither skeleton skulls, bone blocks, blaze rods, gold blocks, and arrows or whatever I choose. It's probably going to allocate the arrows, but yeah. So we got the main arrow thing here. And yeah, like I said, we're just going to do the sorting back here. And then we'll do a shulker box like sorter. So we take the item out of the shulker box, detect what item that is, then we put it back into the shulker box and send it to the right location here. So these will all act independently and they will all get the right items. And as well with this design, if we take the item out of the shulker box, it will dispense the shulker box back to here, which will then go back into its proper sorting and crafting location. So yeah, let's get to building this other side here. Alright, so stream is done, and now we're testing the farm currently. See, we have a bot here. Don't worry, he's not getting hit, that's just his hunger that's been depleted, which he's being saved by the regen beacon on top. So yeah, farm is running, and we have all the redstone here, so we need to decorate down here and everything, make it all spawn, not spawnable, so we can not have those zombie horde guys to spawn. I'm gonna somehow make this all unspawnable, which we'll probably just put carpets on here. We'll be able to put carpets above this anyway, so yeah, still have more decoration to do up here as well to connect this up, but yeah, the system is actually functional in a sense. So what we have down here, we have a shulker box loader here for the skulls. We have a combined AutoCrafter from bones to bone meal to bone blocks, which goes into its own shulker box loader. And yeah, then we have the same thing over here for blaze rods. They go into a shulker box loader. And then we have this one for coal to coal blocks into a shulker box loader. And then we have these two over here. This one is for gold ingots, this one is for gold nuggets. Gold nuggets go from gold nuggets to gold ingots, or from gold nuggets to ingots here. Gold ingots to nuggets here, and then load into the shulker box. This one here goes from gold ingots to gold nuggets, and then goes into the same shulker box here. And then all of them get shot into this hopper line, which go up to this box encoder here. So we could have done something different where we have all of them sent to their own elevator here, and each one would obviously go to its corresponding one, but that means we have 6 dropper elevators, which is a bunch of observers. And then this way, yes, we have a bunch of hoppers, but this one gets activated very non-frequently, so it's not too big of an issue. Then we have this cool system that is a box sorter. So what it does here is we take an item out of the shulker box that we're sorting here, that's coming into the system. Take an item out of here, and that box gets broken. After one item is broken, or one item taken out of it, we send that box along this dropper line here, and whatever slot the item goes into, based off this pre-configured hopper, which has the item plus 4 shulker boxes, so no other items can get into it, and no other shulker boxes. So then the item goes into here, then it would tell the system to put the shulker box into this one, which would then get the item back, punched into it, then it would get broken, and then sent off to its proper location. So it's a pretty cool system. It's not the most useful for small amounts of shulker boxes. It's definitely useful for like a large amount, but it still is pretty cool that it does that. So yeah, it's pretty much like a shulker box encoder and decoder. So wherever it goes to its right location based off in here. And yeah, we are currently testing the farm for rates. Over 37 minutes, we're at around 68,000 items an hour. Keep in mind that is swords and everything, so we will see after a full hour what our rates are in the end. So yeah. Alright, so in that little edit you saw the farm working in action. I did do a bit of an AFK session overnight, and I got a little bit less than what I thought I did for some things, a little bit more than I thought for some other things. So go to the bone blocks over here. You can see we have a full dropper of shulkers of bone blocks, as well as basically a chest on top filled with shulker boxes. So do have the one down here, which we will dispense them all eventually once these slices individually fill. What we gotta do is take this item out of the shulker box here, which is going to get replaced by a new one. And yeah, same thing for skulls here. We got about 2 and a bit of skulls, which isn't too much as you think about it, but when will I ever even use a single shulker box of skulls? But yeah, for coal blocks over here, got a little bit over 7. The one down there as well. And go to blaze rods, you can actually see that the first slot is actually filled up, which is crazy. But I mean, you gotta think about it. This one is technically 9 times more if we just put it into a shulker box with coal instead of coal blocks. So we would have about 54, which would be almost enough to fill this and put the light on. This one over here, if we just put it into bones, it would be a lot more. But yeah, over here we have a full dropper, plus the one out here, plus the chest and the hopper in the back, which gives us that light on there. And we've already gone 5 into this next dispenser here, which is cool. So yeah, onto gold blocks. We didn't get any gold blocks, a shulker of gold blocks. Not surprised, it's only like 1,000 ingots an hour. It's very hard, or it'll take a while to get into the thing, and nothing went into the overflow. So let's go check the gold one to see how far we actually are. We do need to figure this issue out with the zombie horde spawning here, or the zombie reinforcements and stuff. But we're actually very close, which is kind of surprising. So I'm going to leave this running for a bit longer so that we can get that first shulker box of gold blocks, which is just crazy to think about from a skeleton farm. To get a whole shulker box of gold blocks is kind of crazy. But yeah. Even if I turn the farm off now, these bone ones would still be going for a while because they do get backed up. You can see here all the bone meal because we do get 3 bone meal for every bone, and there is about 12,000 bones an hour in the system, so it can get backed up. But the 8 sorters do handle it, so we're never going to waste any bones in a sense. You can see all sorters pick it up. But you can just see the crazy amount of redstone updates that are going for the crafting tables. But yeah. So someone will decorate down here, and we'll end the episode off once this is all done. But yeah, it's coming very along. I'm still going to do the decoration up here, but just AFK'd for a while just to see what I can get. And Blarimely Blaze Rods will be the first one to fill up, which is cool. So that'll probably go in the overflow. I'll be AFK for more of the other items. But yeah. In total, each of these slices can hold about 1,000,000 items. So we can hold 1,000,000 skulls, 1,000,000 blaze rods, 1,000,000 gold blocks, which we'll never even get close to. 1,000,000 bone blocks, which would be crazy, which is basically 9,000,000 bone meal, which is insane. And then our overflow is also a capacity of 1,000,000. But yeah, we'll never get to that. Besides some blaze rods, probably. That'd be the first thing to get there, of course, because it's the only one that has a light on. But yeah, let's finish this off, and we'll end the episode off there. Alright, I think we're all set up as much as we can get in there. Let's see. Oh, almost done. Very few left to go on the edges. The edges get filled a little bit slower than the inside, so not too big of a deal, but we can wait for that to finish up. That way we can get like 100% reliable that it'll be able to keep up. And we'll just wait for the hopper minecart to fill. It's a few seconds, not too long. So essentially what happens is we stand here, we get filled soul sand for these shulker boxes here, and we can put extra ones up here if we need to. These could be chests, but we have the bedrock here, and I didn't break any bedrock over there. I only broke this bedrock when I actually really needed to break it, which was right here. So yeah, there could be more bedrock broken. We might depend on how much we want to decorate this thing, but I don't know. It's just for nether stars, so it's not too needed. But yeah, so we should be good. Oh, we get fed soul sand, we have to push into the system. And we do have a backup, so if this does go south, we can at least have that. There we go. Okay, a bunch of withers are going in. I have sounds turned very low. System is going good. I'm sure we get anti-decrement damage very soon here, so the health should drop down a lot more, a bit quicker. There's the anti-decrement. Alright, that's looking very, very good. Another one's getting out. No blocks are being broken, as we can see. That is very, very good. That is huge. Those withers die so quick with anti-decrement. This was such a needed system. Wow. If we bought enough of her to do a whole shulker box of beacons, which should take around about 15 or so minutes of this, because it is 4,500 beacons an hour, and the shulker box beacons is 1,700, so it's about a third. It actually might take a little bit longer than that. But it's going pretty good. Unfortunately, I can't check that. I could put a bot here instead, but we want to keep the anti-decrement damage, so we're not going to disrupt the sequence here. But yeah, this is looking very, very promising. Alright, all the soul sand has been placed. Let's check, and we're almost out of it. Let's go. That's crazy to look at. That it was done in about 20 minutes or so. That's insane. And it's such a simple system too. Just the hardest part of this thing took me to find a 3x3 bedrock location. We did it to make our own in a sense. There was underneath, I don't know how you can hear me too well, but underneath here there was 2 bedrock on like 2 of the corners, and we had to break it from the bottom. So we had to do that, and then we have down this area here, but it's luckily is very close to the farm itself, which is a huge plus. But yeah, this is going to be crazy, and I got a lot of beacons to craft, so yeah, that's gonna do for this episode. Make sure you like, subscribe, all those sorts of things, and I'll see you in the next one.